Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday Newscast, coming to you with the compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Find this season's best deals at Courts. Shop today for up to 50% off on your favorite items like the Sony 50-inch 4K Smart TV. It's now just $3,799. Save $1,800. The Ashley Callion Love Seat is now only $2,299. Save $700. Save $600 off the Whirlpool 9 cubic foot refrigerator. Now $1,999. And get this technical pro rechargeable speaker, now only $849. With Ready Finance, shop today with no cash and get 90 days for your first payment. It's the season's best deals, only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. I'm your presenter, Nerissa Sandy, with the details. In the news, opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday on his Facebook page says the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is silent on the bloodiest year on record. In putting forward a number of solutions to the government during an address to the nation on December 14, 2022, Friday said the ULP administration, in particular Prime Minister and Minister of National Security Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, offers no hope for the nation. Questioning the government's plan to deal with crime and violence, Friday said this country's murder rate is among the worst in the OECS. The opposition leader says crime affects everyone directly and indirectly. In 2022, SPG recorded a total of 42 homicides, and one homicide has already been recorded for 2023. Work on the Bailey Bridge is expected to be completed by mid-February 2023. The announcement was made by Deputy Prime Minister and MP for North Windward, Montgomery Daniel, in an interview with NBC Radio this morning. The bridge is expected to address the issues of stranded pedestrians and motorists when rivers are in flow as a result of heavy rains. The crossing at the Overland and Noel rivers have been problematic whenever there is heavy rainfall. On Christmas Eve in 2021, scores of people were trapped for hours on the bank of the Overland River and did not get home until in the wee hours of Christmas Day. Still on the local scene, over 100 positions within the public service will be created in 2023. The announcement was made by Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, Camilo Gonsalves, as he presented the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the 2022-2023 fiscal year during the last sitting of Parliament. He noted that the positions will be created to further enhance the functioning of the ministries and departments, adding that the bulk of the posts are being allocated to the Ministry of National Security. The Finance Minister indicated that there will also be additional staff within the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health, 5 new positions within the Ministry of Tourism, 8 within the Ministry of Agriculture, and 6 within the Ministry of National Mobilization, one of which will include a new permanent secretary. The permanent secretary post has also been created in the Office of the Prime Minister, as well as an administrative assistant, and 6 sports coaches have been added to the Ministry of Sports. In the region, parents of students of the Caratal Sacred Heart RC School in Gasparillo say they have had enough. Deplorable road conditions are making it difficult for students and teachers to attend classes. The community located in Trinidad and Tobago is calling for immediate assistance, as this is also a public health issue. We hear more in this report from Ayana Carter of TTT Online News.
For more than 2 years, the Caratal community has communicated with authorities for a solution to their road problems which has since rendered one of 4 access roads to the community impassable, and the community fears that the other 3 are not too far behind. The heart of the community, the Caratal RC School, is greatly affected as students find it difficult to get to school, while teachers maneuver precariously around large holes that get worse and more dangerous when it rains.
Is actually reaching to school. The PTSC bus service has a bus stop in front of the school which students can access once they're in school uniform for free. that is no longer available for the students. Taxi drivers who drop parents, students, and teachers to school, they no longer drive down the hill. So students, teachers, and parents will have to walk down through the landslip to get to school.
All 9 teachers turned out to school on Tuesday. However, many of their charges were absent.
That report from TTT Online News. In Grenada, 2 road fatalities were recorded for the first 2 days of 2023. One occurred in the north of the country on January 1 and the other in the south on January 2. We hear more in this report from GBN News out of Grenada.
Just 2 days into 2023, Grenada has already recorded 2 road fatalities. Members of the Royal Grenada Police Force confirmed that one female lost her life in the early hours of Sunday morning. She occupied the passenger side of the vehicle, which hit a wall at Mali St. Patrick, just minutes away from her home. The driver and another passenger was also hospitalized following the accident. We spoke with officer in charge of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Simon Douglas.
On the 1st of January, took place at Mali in St. Patrick. And in that situation, a vehicle ran into a wall. The deceased was a passenger in that vehicle. She was taken to hospital and subsequently succumbed to the injuries sustained from the accident. The victim of the Mali accident is 40 years old, Rodica Henry, and she is from La Fortune St. Patrick.
Just as people try to come to terms with the bad news which emanated from St. Patrick, on Monday, another sorrowful episode played out in the south of the island. Early Monday morning, a 77-year-old female lost her life after being struck by a vehicle as it drove along the public road at the Limes in St. George.
That report from Grenada Broadcasting Network. On the international scene, Republican leader Kevin McCarthy failed on 2 rounds of voting to become House Speaker on Tuesday, a historic defeat with no clear way out as House Republicans dug in for a long, messy start for the new Congress. Needing 218 votes in the full House, McCarthy got just 203 in both rounds. Less even the Democrat Hakeem Jeffries in the GOP-controlled chamber. We hear more in this report from NBC Nightly News.
It's not the kind of history Republicans were hoping to make. Tonight, for the first time in 100 years, failing to elect a Speaker of the House.
A Speaker has not been elected.
On ballot?
A Speaker has not been elected.
After ballot.
A Speaker has not been elected.
The chaos, the result of a bitter battle between Republicans, a small but stubborn faction of right-wing members voting against party leader Kevin McCarthy.
People ask me, what do you want? I want the tools or I want the leadership to stop the swamp from running over the average American every single day.
McCarthy projecting confidence this morning.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I will always fight to put the American people first, not a few individuals that want something for themselves.
But also predicting a drawn-out process.
McCarthy, is there any scenario in which you drop out of this race?
No.
McCarthy had already made major concessions to the rebel Republicans who were pushing him for prime committee seats, commitments to vote on specific legislation, and rules changes, including some that would make it easier to oust a speaker later.
That report from NBC Nightly News. And in sports, Brazil said a final farewell to Pelé on Tuesday, burying the legend who unified the bitterly divided country. Newly inaugurated President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva paid his respects at the stadium where Pelé played for most of his career. We hear more in this report from CNN News 18.
From rousing cheers to tearful goodbyes, some nearly 230,000 mourners, including Brazil's President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, came out to pay their respects and bid farewell to Pelé. The soccer legend died on December 29 after undergoing treatment for colon cancer for the past year. His casket, draped in Brazil's flag, laid at the Vila Belmiro Stadium in Santos for a 24-hour memorial service before being taken in a procession through the city on Thursday. On Brazil's streets, Fans celebrated the life and legacy of the prolific goal scorer. Dubbed the King of Soccer, Pelé played for Santos from 1956 to 1974, scoring more than 1,000 goals. Edinho, Pelé's son, thanked his father's fans for their support on behalf of his family.
That report from CNN News 18. And this brings us to the end of WEFM's Midday Newscast at 12:15. And now we'll take a second look at the major stories making headlines. On the local scene, opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday says the government has been silent on the bloodiest year on record. North Windward Member of Parliament Montgomery Daniel says the Bailey Bridge is expected to be completed by mid-February. In the region, residents in northwest Trinidad protest road conditions. 2 persons have been killed in Grenada, road fatalities, and on the international scene, House of Representatives failed to elect new speaker for the first time in 100 years. And in sports, Pelé was buried at a ceremony in Brazilian city, the one that he made famous. Our next newscast will come your way at 3 o'clock with Jessica Klein. Thanks for listening. I'm Nerissa Sandy.
Find the season's best deals at Courts. Shop today for up to 50% off on your favorite items like the Sony 50-inch 4K Smart TV. It's now just $3,799. Save $1,800. The Ashley Callion Love Seat is now only $2,299. Save $700. Save $600 off the Whirlpool 9 cubic foot refrigerator. Now $1,999. And get this Technical Pro rechargeable speaker, now only $849. With Ready Finance, shop today with no cash and get 90 days for your first payment. It's the season's best deals, only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.